Hazel looked unconvinced. How can you be sure? Sheesh, tough audience. Leo shut off the fire. Guess there's only one way to persuade you. He held out his hand to Frank. Oh, no. Frank backed off. Suddenly all those brave thoughts about accepting his fate seemed far away. That's okay, Will. Thanks, but I can't. Man, you gotta trust me. Frank's heart raced. Did he trust Leo? Well, sure, with an engine, with a practical joke, but with his life? He remembered the day they'd gotten stuck in the underground workshop in Rome. Guy had promised they would die in that room. Leo had promised he'd get Hazel and Frank out of that trap, and he'd done it. Now Leo spoke with the same confidence. Okay. Frank handed Leo the pouch. Try not to kill me. Leo's hand blazed. The pouch didn't blacken or burn. Frank waited for something to go horribly wrong. He counted to 20, but he was still alive. He felt as if the block of ice was melting just behind his sternum. A frozen chunk of fear that he'd gotten so used to, he didn't even think about it until it was gone. Leo extinguished the fire. He wiggled his eyebrows at Frank. Who's your best buddy? Don't answer that, Hazel said. But Leo, that was amazing. It was, wasn't it? Leo agreed. So who wants to take this newly ultra-safe piece of firewood? I'll keep it, Frank said. Hazel pursed her lips. She looked down so Frank wouldn't see the hurt in her eyes. She protected that firewood from him through a lot of hard battles. It was a sign of the trust between them, a symbol of their friendship. Hazel, it's not about you, Frank said as gently as he could. I can't explain, but I have a feeling I'm going to need to step up when we're in the house of Hades. I need to carry my own burden. Hazel's golden eyes were full of concern. I understand. I worry. Leo tossed Frank the pouch. Frank tied it around his belt. He felt strange carrying his fatal weakness so openly after months of keeping it hidden. And Leo, he said, thank you. It seemed inadequate for the gift that Leo had given him, but Leo grinned. What are genius friends for? Hey guys, Piper called from the bow. Better get here. You need to see this. They'd found the source of the dark lightning. The Argo II hovered directly over the river, a few hundred meters away from the top of the nearest hill. They didn't look like much, just some crumbling walls encircling the limestone shells of a couple buildings. But from somewhere within those ruins, tendrils of black ether curled out into the sky, like a smoky squid peeking out from its cave. As Frank watched, a bolt of dark energy ripped through the air, rocking the ship and sending a cold shockwave across the landscape. The Necromantium, Nico said. The House of Hades. Frank steadied himself at the rail. He supposed it was too late to suggest turning back. He was just starting to feel nostalgic about the monsters he'd fought in Rome. Heck, chasing poisoned cows through Venice had been more appealing than this place. Piper hugged her arms. I feel vulnerable floating up here like this. Couldn't we just set down in the river? I wouldn't, Hazel said. That's the River Archeon. Jason squinted in the sunlight. I thought the Archeon was in the underworld. It is, Hazel said, but its headwaters are in mortal world. The river below us, eventually it flows underground, straight into the realm of Pluto, Hades. Landing a demigod ship in those waters... Yeah, let's stay up here, Leo decided. I don't want any zombie water on my hull. Half a kilometer downstream, some fishing boats were puttering along. Frank guessed they didn't know or care about the history of this river. Must be nice being a regular mortal. Next to Frank, Nico D'Angelo raised the scepter of Diocletian. Its orb glowed with a purple light, as if in sympathy with the dark storm. Roman relic or not, the scepter troubled Frank. If it really had the power to summon a legion of the dead, well, Frank wasn't sure it was such a good idea. Jason had once told him that the children of Mars had a similar ability. Supposedly, Frank could call on his ghostly soldiers from the losing side of the war to serve him. He never had much luck with that power, probably because it freaked him out too much. He was worried he might become one of those ghosts if they lost this war, eternally doomed to pay for his failures, assuming there was anyone left to summon him. So, Nico, Frank gestured with the scepter, have you learned to use this thing? We'll find out. Nico stared at the tendrils of darkness undulating from the ruins. I don't intend to try till I have to. The doors of death are already working overtime, bringing Gaia's monsters. Any more activity raising the dead, and the doors might shatter permanently. leaving a rip in the mortal world that can't be closed. Coach Hedge grunted. I hate rips in the world. Let's go bust some monster heads. Frank looked at the satyr's grim expression. Suddenly he had an idea. Coach, could you stay on board and cover us with the ballista? Hedge frowned. Stay behind? Me? I'm your best soldier. We might need air support, Frank said, like we did in Rome. You saved a brache there. He didn't add, plus, I'd like you to get back to your wife and baby alive. Hedge apparently got the message. His scowl relaxed. Well, he grumbled, I suppose somebody's got to save your brache. Jason clapped the coach on the shoulder. Then he gave Frank an appreciative nod. Well, that's settled. Everybody else, let's get to the ruins. Time to crash Gaia's party.